To set up the document, you're going to want to use inches. So set it to 24 inches by 36 inches height. Resolution 300. RGB color mode, you can set it to 16 or 8-bit, and then set your background content to transparent. Set your background content to transparent. Square pixels are fine. So now, press create. So in order to get something in the library, you can simply click on the image. So once you cut out one of your images, all you have to do is click on the image itself and physically drag it over to the library and drop it in, and it will be automatically added to your Adobe CC Cloud library. Alternatively, if you do not have access to your library, you can go to File, Save As, and save it as a PNG file, like so. So now, once you're on your document, we're going to drag out our original image first. So the background layer, drag it out. You do not have to hold shift, just grab one of the corners and scale it up to the size you need it to be. Hit enter or return to OK the placement. And now if you want an image that's not in your library on the document, you can go to File, Place Embedded. The reason you want to use Place Embedded versus Place Linked, Place the Linked means that you have to keep the file saved in the same location at the time of you placing it on the document. If you were to delete or move said file, it will unlink or the image will look pixelated on the screen. So Place Embedded takes the image and puts all the information related to the image in the file that you're working on. So File, Place Embedded, and we're going to click on one of our images that we're going to utilize that was not in the library. So again, we're going to scale it up from the top corner and press OK to place it. Now we're going to drag our original image above it in the layers. So as you can see, there's now a hard line between the two images. In order to blend those in better, we can do one of two things. We can go to normal and change the blend mode like so. But now we also want to get rid of that hard line here. So if you turn it back to normal, you'll see that there's a hard line. The layer mask allows you to blend or erase a part of the image without actually erasing the information. So I'm going to click on Add Layer Mask. And now when you click on that, hit B for brush, making sure that your brush hardness is at 0% and that your color swatch is set back to black and white default and the black is active. So when you paint black on this white box here, it'll erase or mask away what's being painted black, and it'll show up on this image here as a black bar we just painted. Alternatively, if you toggle back to white using the X button, we can paint back the actual image. So now using the black, I'm going to mask away this bottom section here. And then I'm going to use my blend mode from normal to overlay. And then I'm also going to lower the opacity of the top layer slightly, so it's very subtle. Now, that being said, we can simply click on the images in the library and drag them out one by one in the order that you want. And you have to hit OK or Enter. And you have to hit Return or Enter to OK the placement before you can drag out something else. Control R allows you to toggle the ruler on and off. With the ruler active, we can click on the top ruler, click on anywhere along the ruler's edge in the center, and drag it straight down, and it'll drag out a horizontal guide layer or guide line. Alternatively, vertical, if you wanted to draw out a vertical line, you grab the left ruler and drag it out to the right. If you want to change the order of objects or people on the artboard, you can't send to back. You can only change the order of the layers. So I'm going to minimize my libraries panel. So if I want this person in front of this person, all I simply have to do is click on them or the layer and drag them physically up above this image in order to put them in front of. We can add a layer mask to each of these images by clicking on the layer and clicking on the mask. So now click on the white box or the layer mask, and then remember, paint black to erase or hide what you don't want to see. Using a soft brush to mask away the hard line around the bottom. So once you're happy with the placement and masking of the characters or people, you want to then overlay the effect. So now, in order to save RAM, we're going to go to File, and we're going to Save As, and we're going to save it as a JPEG to compress it. So File Format, JPEG. So now File, open the JPEG of the compressed poster. So now we're going to Control H to turn off the guides. And then we're going to go to Filter, Filter Gallery. Now in the Filter Gallery, you have an assortment of options here. So we're going to do a quick poster edge. Edge thickness 10. Edge intensity 0. Posterization we can set to 6 and hit OK. So now we want to do a surface blur, so go to Filter, Blur, Surface Blur. And if you pan over to a face, you can see the subtle difference. And then also, if you want to go to Filter, Stylize, Oil Paint. Now the stylization, you may want to keep up high or low. And then the cleanliness, you want to keep high. The scale, you can make things smaller. And the brush detail, you can increase. So once you do that, you have finished the image side of the document. So now you can overlay the text or the logo on the image.